All right, so over the past 12 months, I've been able to hit over $100,000 per month on 8 different occasions for different quote unquote make money offers. Now, this could be anything from drop shipping to trading to whatever else that it could be. And we did it by treating it like a sport. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what I mean by this, as well as giving you the systems and frameworks so that you can literally just copy me, take everything that I speak about in this video, apply it to your own coaching business and make a heck of a lot more money. So without wasting any more time, let's dive straight into it. Now, the first thing that I want to make extremely clear is that I was able to use this exact strategy right here to grow over 4,500 niche YouTube subscribers, which I then leveraged to make over $58,000 per month inside of my own coaching business, as well as over the past 12 months, helped over 50 coaches scale their coaching consulting businesses to 6 to 7 figures, all without using any form of ads, no IG ads, no Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, whatever else that it could be, no ads to do it all fully organically, while me myself still being in school for 8 hours every single day, Monday to Friday. And so this strategy right here is not only going to be good for getting you from 0 to 100K per month. I'm not promising 2, 3, 500, a million a month. I'm not promising any of that. But if you literally just want to go from 0 to 100, 20 to 100, 30 to 100, 50 to 100, whatever else that it could be, any coaching business going from little or zero to over $100,000 per month, this is going to be the exact blueprint to actually be able to do so. And just a bit of a heads up, this video is going to be specifically effective for existing and aspiring business coaches, anything in the quote unquote make money space. This could be anything from e-com, real estate, trading, SMA, AI, YouTube automation, Amazon FBA, SaaS, UGC, whatever else that it could be. We've literally worked with any type of niche, but any type of offer that helps people make more money, let's say 0 to 10K a month, 0 to 30K a month, whatever else that it could be, helping people get that exact outcome. If you implement this strategy right here correctly, do exactly what I tell you to do in this video, I can almost guarantee you that you're going to hit over $100,000 per month, because this is the blueprint to actually be able to do so. And this is going to be specifically effective for you if you're watching this video. So the info industry essentially works like a sport. For those of you who haven't been in it for that long, essentially, when someone wants to play basketball, let's say, for example, they don't start in the NBA. They essentially just start practicing on their own, right? They might be doing it in local games, at a local basketball court, at a specific club, whatever it could be, but they definitely don't start at the NBA. And slowly but surely, they're going to get better and better, and eventually they might get into something like an amateur league, but they don't go from zero to the NBA. And only after years of actually building that skill can they get up to a professional level. But in the info space, beginners are sold NBA playbooks. You look at beginners making zero a month, let's say from 0 to 50K per month, right? Or maybe 0 to 30K a month-ish, right? All of these beginners are being sold playbooks by different coaches within the space that are the playbooks that are used to scale from something, let's say 150K a month to 500K per month, or from 500K to a million a month. They're implementing these crazy, crazy funnels, which absolutely are not needed, and not only are not needed, but are not effective at that sort of level. And everything you've been told about growing your info business to get clients is completely backwards, because the people who, let's say, for example, make $500,000 per month within their info business and they teach other people how to do the same thing, they're not doing what they're telling you to do. They're not actually posting the Instagram reels. They're not running the ads. They're running email campaigns. Or sorry, they're not running email campaigns. And obviously they still do these things to some level, but it's not their biggest revenue driver. And this is what they sell you on. And this simply doesn't work at a lower level, and it's something way more nuanced and specific, but at the same time, it's what a majority of info businesses used to scale to 100K per month. And if you look at almost any fully organic info business today, or organic / paid ads, maybe they're running the Instagram profile funnel, if you look at a majority of those, the way they used, or the thing that they used to scale from that initial 0 to 100K per month is exactly what I'm going to be speaking about inside of this video. And you can go back to their old videos and you're going to see this exact strategy within them. And there's almost nobody speaking about this within the info space. And I'm going to be getting into that in this video. But before we do, I want to break down the 3 stages, right? Because obviously we've spoken about getting to the NBA level. We've spoken about what you shouldn't be doing if you're kind of starting out. But what should you be doing then, right? What should you be focusing on? What's the next level, and what's the final level where okay, at that point I start implementing those types of strategies? Well, really in info, it comes down to 3 specific things. You have the training rounds, you have the main season, and you have the playoffs. Now, in terms of training rounds, this is really going to be your 0 to 30K per month, right? You're still going deeper into the ICP. You're still doing that research on the market you're trying to sell to, different market research. You're still going deep into your niche. Who are you selling to? And just really building the fundamentals to your business, building the fundamentals to your social media page, building the fundamentals to everything. And once you're at 30K per month, then you can start playing a little bit, right? You can actually get into the main season, go from 0 or go from 30 to 100K per month. This is when you actually start going deeper into content production. You start building a more established and trained sales team, and you start going over an omni-platform presence where you're essentially on different platforms. You're diversifying your content. You have a much better system with everything, right? It's essentially at the point where you have multiple people within your business and you're starting to scale it up, and you get to that 100K per month stage. And then eventually, only when you're at 100K per month should you be looking at specific funnels optimizations, especially with organic social media. The fun, I promise you, it's probably not the funnel that you're messing up on. The sales infrastructure and kind of expanding the offer, bringing new offers into place, and going from one offer to multiple offers, whatever else that it could be, and really getting into the details. But almost everybody on social media tries to sell you on the details when really, most of the time, most people should be focusing on this. Even if they're already making 50K per month, they're probably only doing that because their audience is so big, and they should actually be making 100 or 200K per month. And once these fundamentals are in place, can they get into the main season and start doing the little bit more, let's say, advanced steps, and eventually, only eventually, and this is what everybody teaches, but almost nobody needs, can you get into the little details. And the systems and strategies that they're selling you are for the main seasons or the playoffs, and they're simply just 200K per month plus strategies, when what you really need are strategies that are going to get you to that initial 100K per month. And once you have 100K per month, can you look, okay, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there, I'm going to make this play, whatever else that it could be. But you really just need to go from 0 to 100, and then you can start thinking about more specific possibilities. And you're essentially in a red ocean, right? And the problem with these strategies aren't that they're bad and that they don't work, because they absolutely do. But the problem is that they only specifically work for businesses that already make a big amount. Let's say, for example, 250K per month. Once you're at that point and you want to start implementing these strategies, you're going to need a validated offer, complex funnels, a full sales team, branding on authority, large content production volume, people within the content team, and let's say at least 50 case studies so that you have the proof for it. That's what's required for a 250K per month info business. But people are using the strategies that this type of business uses when they don't have the things that this business has. They don't have the fundamentals that are required to actually use those processes and systems, and they're kind of blindly going into this entire thing. And all of this leads to saturation. And the conclusion here is that most failures happen because not because their content's bad, not because they have a bad product. You probably have a better product than most of your competition, but it happens because they skip the preseason, they skip the fundamentals of the business, and they try to scale at a stage which they're not at yet. And you need to master the training grounds and all of the foundations. It's the most important thing you could possibly have before you attempt using systems from the main season and the playoffs and whatever else that it could be. So all of these gurus on social media telling you to, for example, I don't know, scale profile ads, or run a specific type of funnel, or run a webinar funnel, or I don't know, do something specific where you're kind of like, are you sure? Like, am I really supposed to be doing that? Those are the things that you should be doing, because everything you need to go from 0 to 100K per month is going to be stupid simple. So what does this actually look like? We're starting at the training grounds and building the foundations of your info business. Well, the first thing that you need to understand is that people don't buy from strangers. What we're essentially doing with our funnel, with our content, and everything that we're trying to do before the person buys from us is getting them to know, like, and trust us. This is what it comes down to. If they know, like, and trust you, they're going to buy whatever you're selling as long as they have the money to do so. And let's say, for example, with Instagram and YouTube and all of these other platforms, it's not about how good is a platform. It's about how good are these platforms are getting people to know, like, and trust us. Let's say, for example, maybe in Instagram, with an instance at some point with the Instagram platform, maybe it was harder to get people to know, like, and trust you through Instagram, but it was easier to get views. And so that didn't matter because it would kind of level out, right? But right now we're at a stage where Instagram is so saturated. There's so many coaches pushing other coaches to go on Instagram, sell on Instagram, build their content on Instagram. And what's this done to the market is that it's created a red ocean on Instagram. However, and there's more and more people noticing this shift right now, but it's still extremely minimal, is YouTube. If we look at a lot of the big coaches, and pretty much everybody in the space who has a big organic info offer, a lot of the time, most of them started with YouTube content, right? They started with YouTube content, and then eventually, once they hit 100K a month, 200K a month with their YouTube content, they went to Instagram to scale it out. And then once they started going from 2 to, let's say, 500K per month on Instagram, they started teaching you how to go on Instagram, but they didn't even start on Instagram. So why are they teaching you Instagram when it really comes down to YouTube most of the time? You can go back to all of these guys' pages, you can check it for yourself. They teach you Instagram, but they used YouTube to scale, because YouTube is essentially a much bigger blue ocean. It's a lot easier to get clients, especially if you use a micro niche approach, which is what I'm going to be getting into. But essentially what's wrong with the Instagram funnel is that viewers need the trust. The math doesn't add up with Instagram, because you're essentially going to need at least 7 hours of somebody, or the person who's about to buy your program is going to need at least 7 hours of consuming your content, going back to oversubscribed book, going back to a bunch of studies that Google did in the past few years, going back to just general marketing foundations. They need to watch 7 hours of your content before they actually buy from you. And the math doesn't add up with Instagram, because it's extremely hard to get them to watch 7 hours of your content and watch 7 hours of you when you're only able to post 60-second Instagram reels. And the reality is that with Instagram, all you can really do is, let's say, for example, obviously you can build a niche audience. That's just going to be a lot trickier. But a lot of the people, and the people at least preaching it, build more of, let's say, like a broad audience. They might be getting a bunch of eyeballs, but it all comes down to the fancy lifestyle, and it doesn't really do anything for them. And the people who watch that content and might be following them are following them for the wrong reasons. They don't want anything to do with their program. And what this does is it builds an illusion where you need a fake, quote unquote, like authentic lifestyle, but it's not really authentic because it's still a fake. You're trying to build a shortcut through short form content. You're kind of on a lifestyle content treadmill where, or at least if you want to start getting into info where you're already in info, you don't know what to do to scale, and you think that you need to get on a lifestyle content treadmill. They're preaching Instagram, use YouTube, and have very big content teams. This is another thing. A lot of these guys have tons of B-roll. They're filming in multiple different locations with the best cameras, and they're doing different student interviews, and almost every video that they do is with another student, which obviously converts extremely highly, but that's just simply unrealistic for most people within the info space. And so I'm not saying this to kind of scare you away and to think, okay, info is actually a lot harder than I thought it was. Maybe this isn't the right thing for me to get into. I'm simply saying this because there's a lot more effective and significantly less stressful way to actually get to 100K per month. And essentially, if you implement it and you do it the right way, you're going to get into a situation like me where I'm able to produce 58K per month, and we're currently scaling it too. And this is 58K per month only on the coaching side. We also have revenue share clients, but essentially 58K per month, working a lot less than 4 hours a day. Usually it's more like 2 or 3. And essentially with an extremely small process and very simple infrastructure, very simple sales funnel, very simple conversion mechanism. I don't need to hard sell my prospects and sales course, and a very simple content system. Like you can see right here, I literally just post presentation videos. And all you're going to need to execute on this is the same thing as me. A simple Miro board, the Miro app, right? What I'm using right now to present this video. OBS Studio or Loom to essentially record yourself, record your face, and record your screen. And then a laptop, desktop, whatever else that it could be, just something that you can use to actually, make these presentations. And you can do this and take these 3 things and implement a micro niche YouTube funnel where we can essentially create extremely niche specific content for a niche specific person and use that to sell them on the program. So let's say, for example, for a usual coaching offer that sells through lifestyle content, they go extremely broad. It could be something like fitness. And then we can go a step deeper and go into a sub niche, right? This is what a lot of people do. This is where most coaching offers are at. Fitness for busy professionals. So they're a little bit more niche, but then we can go more niche again and we can say something like a micro niche. Abs for founders 35 to 45, no diet. Extremely niche, extreme for one specific person. You might be thinking to yourself, well, Alexi, like if we're this niche, is anybody even gonna buy from me? Is there even enough people within that market for me to sell to? But I can promise you, with social media nowadays, where pretty much every single person is on social media, there is. And there's thousands of these people. And when you're this specific, you can make a lot more money and you can essentially charge 5 to 10 times more. Now, in terms of creating your micro niche, all you want to do is figure out how you can go a little bit more niche specific, how you can create a unique mechanism out of it, which essentially differentiates you from the rest of the market. A lot of people within, the coaches to coaches market, where I'm trying to sell to coaches, one of the most competitive markets there is, they go over the IG profile funnel. They have whatever content, flywheel, ecosystem, whatever else they call it. but I have the micro niche YouTube funnel, and you need to create unique angles. I'm putting a lot of unique angles within my content to target the demographic which I'm trying to target, and saying things that only they would understand. And then obviously building a dream follower profile where I've spent time. I have a 20 to 30 page doc where I went deep. I went extremely deep on who I want to target. And because of that, I can build these YouTube videos based on that. And so my YouTube videos, with the way that the algorithm is nowadays, are just going to naturally attract the type of person who I want to attract, because I'm using words that they understand and I'm targeting them specifically through these videos and the things that I'm saying within my content. Now, in terms of actually getting into the training grounds, now that you set the foundation, you're like, okay, I'm going to go a little bit more niche. I'm going to do something different from the rest of the market. You've built your offer out. You know that you want to be a little bit more niche specific than maybe the rest of the market. Now, how do you actually build these micro niche YouTube videos, and how do you start scaling the entire operation? Well, think of it very simply. Let's say you have viewers coming into your content for the first time. To actually attract them and to create the content, all we need to do is use one platform, which is going to be YouTube. We've already established that. And through the titles and thumbnails, which we use on YouTube, we're simply just intriguing them with a thumbnail that shows the problem or desire of our ICP. Again, we're not trying to go broad. We're not trying to go viral. This is specifically only what our ICP understands. We're not trying to get hundreds of thousands of views. This video got 22.1 thousand views. I made $15,000 off of it, essentially, right? Because it's so niche specific. And so these 2.1 thousand people is the same as, I don't know, maybe 150,000 people in a broad video. And it's easier to get 2.1K views than 150K views. And then we have a title designed to create some sort of gap by mentioning their desires and problems. From that point, my videos are extremely simple. I have a simple intro. I build some sort of agitation. I introduce my mechanism. I create a bridge, right? How do they actually bridge the gap? Then I close the gap. And then I have a CTA for them to actually work with me or take the next step or whatever step that I want them to take after they watch the video. And the most important thing, and this is where a lot of people actually fuck up on, is they build their YouTube content in a way where they give all the value up front, and then there's no reason for this person to actually want to work with them. But you don't want them to be like, okay, I know exactly what to do now. Obviously, that might get a little bit more views and you're going to have better retention. But if you give them all of that, even though you might get more views, you're not going to make any money. What you want to be doing and the message that you want to be conveying within your content is you need people to feel like, I need this person's help. And you can do this through niche YouTube videos, because when you get 5,000 views versus 50,000 views in a much more niche specific topic, and you're actually speaking to their pains, their desires, the dream outcome that they're looking for, you're using words that only they understand, are you going to be able to resonate with that person properly? And when they resonate with you, they're going to book that call, opt into the funnel, take whatever next step you have, and that's going to get them a step closer to buying from you, as well as you're going to get them to not only know, but also like and trust you a lot quicker, because you're speaking to specifically them within your content. And the purpose here is essentially set a foundation of who do you want to target, figure that out specifically within your market research, and then just distribute that content as quickly as possible and as much as possible, obviously still with value, but conveying the same message again and again. And you want to be specifically, or you want to be extremely intentional and specific with the person you're targeting, right? What type of problems are they dealing with? What type of emotional state are they in? Have they already tried it and failed? What are their breaking points? What limiting beliefs are blocking them? Let's say, for example, with competitors, who are the dominant players? What are their weaknesses? What outliers do they have within the market? What can we copy? What market gap can you find that they're not taking advantage of? What winning elements are they using to sell their offer properly? And then you obviously need to build up your own offer where you have your own unique mechanism, epiphany story, client results, unique selling propositions, and create common objections. And all of this essentially creates a repeatable framework. Now, if you're still watching this video and you've watched as far as this, you're probably not browsing, right? You've probably seen the approach. You might be in info. You're probably under 100K per month and you're trying to figure out how to get there. The people who get 10 minutes into a video like this, or now it's probably 20, 25 minutes, they're the same people who actually end up building something like this. They're the same people who take advantage of the content and they try and implement it for yourself. But if you want me to map out this process for your situation specifically, your niche, your offering, your channel, then there's going to be a free strategy call. The first link in the description, it's going to be 30 minutes. We're essentially going to leave you with a much clearer picture of exactly what you want to build. So if you're looking to start up your info business for the first time, or you've already been trying it for a few months, but you're not able to break over 100K per month, you can simply go to the first link in the description right now, and you can book that strategy call where essentially for the first 30 minutes, we're going to dive deeper into your content. Oh, I just booked out. We're going to dive deeper into your content and offer, figure out how we can make it micro niche, figure out how we can fix your content. Then we're going to give you a behind the scenes look of exactly what we're doing to make 58K per month for ourselves. And we have countless of clients that we manage right now that make 100, 200, all the way up to $400,000 per month, and then build you a custom 90-day roadmap for you to be able to implement the micro niche funnel for yourself. And then obviously you get all of this completely free, no charge. There's nothing to it, right? No strings attached. You can literally get off the call with this. And then obviously, if you want to work one-on-one with me to implement this on a done-for-you basis, then we can obviously speak about that a little bit later in the call. But the first part of the call is completely free, so there's no reason not to book it. Go to the first link in the description right now and book the free strategy call. So the next step of the process is going to be preparing for the main season, because right now we have the fundamentals and we know what to do in terms of the content. So we're able to start distributing our content, maybe hit 30K per month, maybe hit a specific, initial great milestone. But now we actually want to scale everything up. And this is going to be preparing for the main season. And the biggest thing here is, before we actually prepare for the main season, before we actually start ramping everything up, we want to make sure that our videos are working properly, they're getting views and everything like that. And not only getting views, but they're actually converting. So if at this point you might be posting content, but it's not converting, you still have an empty calendar and you're getting constant, maybe I need to think about it objections, the ICP doesn't have the money that you want from them, whatever else that it could be, you're constantly dealing with bottlenecks, then this process right here, which you've been following, makes it extremely inconsistent for your coaching business, not only to put out content, but also get on sales calls and do everything in between, because you're constantly in a hoping state, right? I hope we're going to book a sales call. I hope this video is going to get views. You're kind of just spraying and praying, and you don't know exactly what to do to actually scale. And maybe you've even gotten lucky with a video that converts. But how do you make sure that this happens again and again and again? And you do this on a systematic basis where you're not guessing, but you're doing it based on, results that you've gotten in the past. And you're doing it based on a process which you can not only go viral on, I don't like the word viral. Let's say, for example, you can get views on, get the right views on, not only on one video, but do it on every single video and consistently convert your audience. It's going to come down to packaging your videos in the right way. Now, essentially, with these niche YouTube videos, you're already going wrong if you're trying to find your own ideas, because the idea here is not that we reinvent the wheel, but it's that we find outliers within the market that already work, that are already converting for our competition, and we literally just copy them with our own angle, with our own ICP, with our own offer. This is, for example, a thing that we did for one of our clients, Harley Hemmings. You can look at these videos, just an example. Fuck it, nobody's talking about this $3,500 per month side hustle. Fuck it, full course ads for agencies, for e-commerce agencies. Anyone can do this. Fuck it, I'm exposing how to make money with freelance brand scaling. You can look through all of these videos. You've probably seen videos similar to this before, not only with the way that they're kind of more so rule videos that say 30 minutes long, speaking directly to the ICP, maybe 2 hours max on a video, but also with the way that we're making, like, let's say, for example, around $5,000 for every 500 views. There's no editing, no production team, and we literally just need an OBS, a webcam, and a laptop, right? Because these are all videos that are super simple to produce. They're literally all just screen recordings, the same way that this one is right here. Super simple thumbnail, which we can create on a platform like Canva. The title is all lowercase. It's based on an outlier. And other than that, we're literally just giving value. We're conveying our message. Now, a lot of people go wrong. They give too much value. So this is something that I go specific on with my clients. And maybe you can go through Harley's videos. You can analyze them with the way that we're structuring the Miro board, the way that we're shifting the viewers' beliefs within the content, the way that we're actually able to convert these people once they've watched one or two of these YouTube videos, because of the way that they're structured and exactly how we're doing it. Because this niche approach right here, it's going extremely well. You can still get a good amount of clients just by implementing it for the first time. But if you want to take it a step further, you need to go deep into conversions, which is also one thing that I'm going to be going deeper on in my next YouTube video, which I'm going to be dropping on Wednesday in 3 days. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you're subscribed to this YouTube channel right here. I don't like to make the CTA button for people to subscribe, but that's genuinely going to be a banger. So I recommend staying in tune for that, because in that video, I'm going to be going deeper in the conversion side of everything. Obviously, I can't give you guys everything, but it's going to be going a little bit deeper than I usually go. And for example, with Harley here, because we're able to convert these people the right way, and we've actually gone over it with him. We work with him one-on-one. He was able to do a $17,000 a week, and he's done a few of these since then. So he's doing around 20K per week, literally just off of these niche YouTube videos with a coaching business that has 80% plus profit margins. And it's extremely simple here, right? We're literally just looking at what worked for the outlier, right? How are they getting views? copying it for ourselves. Let's say, for example, here with hidden roadblocks, right? We can figure out, okay, what are the identity drop-offs, and all of the clients that I work with know exactly what to change on the specific video to the exact second. Because we can look at the outliers, we can already look at their data, see what's not working for them. Maybe they had a drop-off. Obviously, they had a lot of wins, so we're going to copy the things that worked well for them. But the things that aren't working as well, we can obviously shift. We know exactly what to do in that situation. Double down on all of the things that are working well, as well as adding our own, now that we've been working on this for the past few months, deep conversion mechanisms where we can go deeper into drop off, what gets people to stay. The longer they consume our content, the more they get to know, like, and trust us, which is obviously going to lead to them wanting to pay us at a higher rate. We can go deep into the analyzation of these videos. This is something that we've been building out internally within our consulting business, where we're helping clients figure out exactly what's wrong with their YouTube videos, how they can improve them. This is, for example, a YouTube review that we did, not in terms of the actual content itself, because we can get views. This is easy now with this framework right here, but specifically on the conversion side, right? What are we doing in terms of the hook and the opening, the proof architecture, the mechanism clarity? What's the retention and flow? What's the strength of the CTA? How are we objection handling the frameworks? And how are we dealing with urgency and FOMO? Because you can get views on a micro niche YouTube video, but you're still maybe getting left with an empty calendar, and you're still constantly getting objections. But you're not going to have this if you're able to constantly properly structure the way that your videos are built out and hit all of these pain points right here. And from this point onwards, you can build a stupid simple funnel, right? The rest of the competition, they've got this crazy stuff. They might have a message on Instagram, a 5K per month ad campaign. They might have a VSL funnel, a lead magnet, 10-page story sequence, email list, warm-up list, another VSL page. They have all of this crazy infrastructure, which you're absolutely not going to need. When we create niche YouTube videos like this, we copy what's already working, we target a very specific demographic, then we use the right processes and conversion mechanisms. And from this point onwards, all we can leave in the description is maybe a simple Typeform, a Calendly link, simple VSL funnel, super simple VSL funnel. And that's all you're going to need. It's really just going to come down to a niche YouTube channel, have a calendar/VSL, and objection handle, and take people's money and help them out and get to the dream outcome that they want to get to. Because from here, you're also going to attract your dream clients who are going to respect you a lot more and work a lot harder to get to their goal. And so that's why creating results for them is going to be a lot easier. And with the micro niche YouTube funnel, when I'm creating a video like this, because it's a breakdown video, because I'm not doing anything too crazy in my video and it's not just to get views, I can hit every single pain point. I can hit every single desire. I can hit every single thing that my ICP feels, right? So I can take them in one YouTube video, not from 7 hours of content, but from 1 or 2 YouTube videos. I can get them problem aware. I can get them solution aware, product aware, most aware, which is when they're eventually going to pay me, book a call, and buy whatever I'm selling. And it's the same system that we use to go from 0 to 122K per month in 30 days, from 0 to 40K in 3 days, from 0 to 115K in 90 days, from 30K a month to 80K a month in 30 days, and from 0 to 50K a month in 30 days. And there's a bunch more. You can go into the Info Accelerator on Instagram. You'll see a bunch more case studies that we have, as well as a bunch more that we're still yet to load onto that page. We're working on getting those soon, as well as building more case studies on this channel right here. But this has really been what we've been using for the past 24 months to hit 100K per month, first off, on 8 different occasions. And I don't even know how many people we've paid over 50K per month for, because this is really where this type of funnel starts. When you're going from that initial 0 phase to, let's say, anything under 100K per month for just about 100K per month, this is going to be most effective for you. And once you're making that 100K per month, go ahead, run those Instagram ads, turn on that ad campaign, because you're already going to know what angles work. And so you're going to be able to essentially be able to distribute your content, and your offer is going to work in any different market. And so when you have this initial 100K a month, not only are you going to have the cash flow within the business, but you're also going to know exactly what works to target your ICP, and you can use all of that data to go ahead and make this stuff work on Instagram, make it work with ads, make it work on whatever platform, because you're already going to have those angles. And so now the question really is, do you actually want to build all of this on your own, or do you just want to understand how it works? Because there's a lot faster way to do this if you're in the boat of, okay, you maybe run a business. Obviously, this is going to be specifically for people who run a make money offer. But if you run some sort of make money offer, you're aspiring to run some sort of make money offer, then you probably do the business model that you're preaching. So you're probably extremely busy and you might not have time to do all of this, or you just want to make sure that it gets done the right time. So you don't need to do the same thing that I did, spending 12 to 24 months figuring out how this entire thing works. And you can literally just get the system, start running it up, and hit that 6 figures per month within 2, 3, 4 months within starting the coaching business or scaling it up from the point that it is right now. Now, this is going to be specifically for coaches, info business owners that sell, make money online offers, or aspire to do so, as well as operators who are just serious about implementing the stuff, not just studying it. So if this is you, keep reading, and if not, you already have everything that you need to get from this video and you can click off now. What I have with the first link in the description, like I already spoke about earlier in this video, is a free 45 to 60-minute strategy course where within the first 30 minutes, you're going to get a full content and offer audit, a behind the scenes look of all of the processes that we're running within our business right now, as well as a custom 90-day roadmap, which you can literally just take, steal, get off that call, and implement for yourself. Hit whatever number you want to hit, come back to us. It's something going to take longer, but you're going to have the roadmap to do so. And then obviously at the end of those 30 minutes of the initial 3 value, where we're giving you that initial information up front, we're going to go deeper into your offer itself. And then after those initial 30 minutes are up, we can obviously go deeper into you wanting to work one-on-one with us, implement the system on a done-for-you basis, and etc. Now, the important thing that I want you to understand with this free call, though, is that I don't keep this open year-round. Once the current slots of clients that we're trying to take on and the current amount of calls that we're giving out free are up, I'm going to shut this entire thing and only focus on the clients that we acquired for this, because this is the reason why you saw all of those results throughout the video, right? This is because we don't take on clients all year round. We take on a batch of clients, we work on getting those results, we can build crazy testimonials like this, build case studies, get better and better case studies each time, relaunch the offer, and make more and more money, which is obviously the goal for us. But we can only do this in a market like this, which is as competitive as this, with having the best results within the game. So if you're interested in that, you can just book a call right now. Now, all you need to do to claim this call is go to the first thing in the description. It looks a little bit different now, but it's still going to be the same link. Claim the free strategy call by going to that website, booking in your one-on-one call, and you're pretty much going to be good from there. And I'm going to be extremely excited to speak to you. And if you're a growth operator watching this video, and if you want to implement this for your clients, or at least these My Reward specifically, we're running a new offer where we're placing done-for-you My Reward builders, which essentially build these YouTube videos out like this. They're already trained in all of these systems and strategies, so you can just literally just implement it for your clients. We have a full course for this that goes into depth on this. We have a bunch of video modules and etc. So if you're a growth operator and you're ready to add a micro niche YouTube channel to your current clients to add 50 to 150K per month in cash collected for your done-for-you clients by implementing done-for-you VAs, you can go to the second link in the description and book a call right there. That offer is a little bit cheaper, but obviously you're not going to have the entire thing A to Z. You're not going to have as much one-on-one access. You're just going to get a done-for-you My Reward builder trained on all of our strategies. So that's everything for this video. If any questions come up, you can always text me on Instagram, and that's going to be everything from there. Have a good one, guys. Peace.